Hello chess friends and welcome to Yazar's chess channel and welcome to my best chess games of all time series. So in this series we see the best of the best chess games that have been ever played in chess history, and today I wanted to show you a very nice game played by Viswanathan Anand here with the black pieces against Vladimir Kramnik in their 2008 World Championship match in Bonn, Germany. And this game, although it's really one of the best chess games that have been ever played in chess history, it has a different meaning for me because after the match game between Vladimir Kramnik and Viswanathan Anand, I started to play chess again. And when I saw this game, I really wanted to play chess again because I made a pause, like 10 years. I didn't play chess. Of course, I played a little bit like in bars or maybe with some friends, but never seriously. And I really got this too huge break, I think, in my life. I didn't play 10 years actively. And after that, I saw the match game between Vladimir Kramnik and Viswanathan Anand, I started to play chess actively again and joined then here the club in my hometown, and then really now the last 11 years I'm playing actively chess again. So again, I wanted to thank this top grandmasters because I think these games are really motivating. They are really fun to watch, and you see this was a serious match. It was for the world champion, and we had there a very nice beauty here by Viswanathan Anand. So we all know Viswanathan Anand won the match against Vladimir Kramnik, who I think was the favorite in that match game because uh, he won in 2000 against Garry Kasparov in their shocking World Championship match title, and I think he was slightly favored here in this game, and Viswanathan Anand managed to win the world championship. We have here now d4 by Vladimir Kramnik, d5, c4, c6. Now we have the Slav defense, which is I think a very good defense against d4. After I, of course, saw this match, I started to play the semi-Slav defense myself. Here, knight on f3, knight on f6, knight on c3, and now e6. The semi-Slav with this setup, we are basically waiting here after e3 and bishop on d3. We are sort of waiting the bishop to come here on d3, and then we get the tempo here by d takes c4, e3, knight on d7, bishop on d3, and now of course d takes c4. Now the bishop has to take, and now we get another tempo on the bishop. So that's the main idea in the semi-Slav defense. Bishop on d3 again, and now a6, because we want to fix the b5 and now immediately push the pawn c5, because we have now the two knights which are protecting the king. So this early center breakthrough is possible here, although I'm not recommending you in some lines, in some openings, to push in the center immediately if you haven't castled so far. But this is a very good defensive structure here with these two knights with the bishops, so they are really used here as very nice defensive pieces. e4, now c5, immediately breakthrough here, e5, and you see this game is already dynamic. We have c takes d4, and now knight on b5. If you take immediately, that doesn't bring you so much because you simply can take here the knight, and after that we can take the pawn. So it's a clear line. Here is this most aggressive line with knight on b5. We have a takes b5 now, e takes f6, and now g takes f6. This is a very strong move, not to take with the knight, because you get then bishop on b5 with the check. We have g takes f6, and now this is a very deep strategical idea here by Viswanathan Anand to put the rook on g8 and then create this very nice attack with the bishop on b7 and with the rook here on this g2 pawn. We have castling by Kramnik, queen on b6, queen on e2, now bishop on b7, and now bishop on b5. Anand didn't care so much for this pawn because this pawn was weak anyway. He gets now use at least of this very fast development. And you see, Anand has also here a very strong bishop pair, because the bishop now comes to d6, and these bishops are really aiming here on the castle king. Of course, black is also an endangered king here on e8, but these three pawns could be also a very nice defensive resource for the king. Rook on d1, and here maybe Kramnik missed something. Maybe he could have take immediately this knight on d4, and if you take queen on d4, then you get rook on d1. This could be a very annoying thing here for Anand. If you try queen on b6, then you get bishop on e3, and you don't have good squares for the queen. You're forced maybe to go with the queen here on c7, or to play maybe the bishop on c5. So this will be this line in which I think white is really better here, because now the position is simplified, and the black doesn't have this very strong light square bishop here, and this would be a better continuation here for Kramnik. Instead of knight takes on d4 after bishop on d6, Kramnik played rook on d1, simply attacking just a little bit more this d4 pawn, and now rook on g8. You see, now it's not possible to take the pawn on d4, because bishop on f3 wouldn't be a good idea, because then you get queen on f3, and then your rook is hanging. You see, black can take maybe the rook, but white can do also here this rook on a8. But after rook on d4, you get rook on g2. This would be a very annoying thing for Kramnik now, because after king takes on g2, now you have queen takes on d4, and this is now of course better. So that's why I see Kramnik missed maybe this knight on d4 earlier. Now it's not possible anymore, and now we get a very strong attack here by Viswanathan Anand. Here g3 was played. You see, white is forced to weaken his light squares around the king, but he fixes the position here on dark squares. He wants to play sort of a blockade against this rook and against this very strong bishop on d6. So now rook on g4 was played. Bishop on f4, and bishop on d7 doesn't bring you also so much, because here we have we can simply take, and okay, the king was endangered anyway here in this position, so after a couple moves we can simply move the king here on e7, and this king would be now really hard to attack here for white. So okay, this trade doesn't mean anything, because white will continue also the game with his light square bishops around the king. So here bishop on f4 was played, and now we come to this tactical sequence. This is now really complex tactical game, because of course Anand took here bishop on f4. Here Kramnik prepared some tactics. Of course white cannot take, g takes f4, but now Kramnik has knight on d4. He cuts out here this connection with this d4 pawn, and you see in a couple moves ago Kramnik could have taken this d4 immediately. Now he takes it with some very complex tactics, and here Anand finds h5, simply fixing the position. He wants to stay active with his rook and the bishop, because they're now really on the best squares to attack white's king. Of course, we don't want to retreat immediately here with these two pieces. Now knight on e6, also very strong idea. We have f takes e6, and now rook on d7. And I don't know to which moment Kramnik calculated all of this, because this was really very nice tactical sequence. But now Kramnik finds a very good move, king on f8, and this probably Kramnik missed, because after queen on d3 we have here rook on g7, and you see rook takes on g7, king takes on g7, and now probably Kramnik thought, okay, now I get this bishop back, and now I have 5 pawns against 3 pawns by Anand. But if we look the position now, these 2 pawns so far don't mean so much, because they're hard to push forward, because you have to at least play 3, 4, 5 moves to create some dangerous stuff here for black. Now you see white has this endangered king. This light square bishop is too strong now in this position. So here rook on d8 first was played. The queen has to go on e2 to protect the b5 bishop, and now we have a very nice defensive but also an active move. King on h6. The king hides really here on this h6 square, and again it's not vulnerable to white's attacks. Now we have opened this g file, and now Viswanathan Anand has the perfect attack. So the semi-Slav defense that Anand played in this World Championship match, I think, was really well prepared, because he managed to win another game against Kramnik also in the semi-Slav defense. So I think that was a good preparation by his team. And okay, Kramnik also shocked sort of Kasparov, and here maybe Anand shocked a little bit Kramnik and the whole world, because as I said, he wasn't the favorite in that game, but I think he was really he won the championship, really deserved. He played very nice chess back then, and you see Kramnik has now retired, and I think Anand is still playing good chess. I really like his chess. He played also very strong tournament in Vaikanze, and okay. I think he can still compete with the young fellas like Giri, Caruana, and many more players, because he's playing still very strong chess. So let's see now the continuation. We have king on f1, rook on g8. And you see now again the slides were problems. Bishop on g2, of course, is a threat. A4, bishop on g2. You see white is trying to push somehow these pawns, but it's too slow a little bit, because you can always just push one pawn. You cannot push them all both, and you need at least 4 moves to promotion. Here we have bishop on g2, immediately check, and the white is forced to do something here. King on e1, bishop on h3, with the threat to play rook on g1 and taking the rook. So that's why rook on a3 was played, rook on g1 anyway. King on d2. Now queen on d4 with the check. We have king on c2, and now bishop on g4. If maybe Anand could have played more active here, bishop on f5, and if you try bishop on d3, then you get bishop on g4, and now f3, but now bishop on h3 with the threat here to play rook on g2. He played sort of a little bit different move order. He played here bishop on g4, and now bishop on f3, but now bishop on f5, and then after bishop on d3, bishop on h3. So a little bit different move order, but with the same idea, with this threat here to play a rook on g2. a5 was played, rook on g2, a6. Now of course he took the queen on e2, bishop takes on e2, and now bishop on f5 again. King on b3, queen on e3 with a check, king on a2, and now the bishop was taken here also by Anand. Of course we had a completely winning endgame here, but Kramnik tried a7. We have queen on c4, king on a1, queen on f1, and now king on a2, and now bishop on b1. In this position Kramnik resigned. Okay, very good preparation, as I said, by the legendary Anand, and he played back then really the most attractive chess in his career, I think, and he's also, I think, a little bit unlucky. He was playing also in this era, in this Garry Kasparov era, and Garry Kasparov, I think, at that point was a little bit too strong for Viswanathan Anand, and but in 2008 everything was fine for Viswanathan Anand. he became the world champion. Okay, I hope you enjoyed this game. We will continue with this best chess games of all time series. You can also watch my commented chess games from the current tournaments, or maybe some other games, and you can also subscribe to my channel. Thanks you for watching, and chess is the best, of course.